So we have homework in the page 60. And, correct the errors. All of the sentences are adapted from student writing.
Adapted.
Adapted from student writing.
Excellent.
For the first, who want to do it?
Baseball, which is the only sport, is for, no, baseball is the only sport baseball is, which is the only sport I am interested in.
Yep. So we drop the first in. Yep. We drop just the first in and we keep the second in.
There's another problem here. You can do that, certainly. There's too many ins. You only need one in, right?
Yeah.
So drop one of the ins, but then there's something else that you need to drop, and I think he did drop it. The it.
Yeah.
Get rid of the it on the end. So read it one more time. Correct. Abdul Rahman? Yeah, read it one more time.
Baseball is the only sport which I am interested in.
Good.
Teacher, we couldn't keep the first in. For example, when I say baseball is the only sport in which
You can.
I am interested.
You can. You can. Remember, which is a relative that allows you to put the preposition on the front. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you just got to get rid of it on the end, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the second.
She wants you to. You want to see it on the board? Sure. I'll help you. You want to do the next one? I'll write it up here while you talk.
For the next. Sultan, read the next.
My old teacher, Mr. Chu, he was always willing to help me after class. My choice, he.
Yeah. What I do with me. All right. And I drop it and what I do after.
And I have a mistake.
I think that we change he up by who.
Who was?
Yep.
My favorite teacher, Mr. Shu, who was always willing to help me after class.
I have another answer.
Yeah, that's still a problem though. Yeah.
My teacher who was always willing to help me after class is Mr. Chan.
You could do that. It's possible. It is possible.
But when we do we have changed the place of the first.
So the easiest fix, right, is to just get rid of he. Because Mr. Chu, who is Mr. Chu, they just reduced it. And that's okay. You can do that. So you could say, my favorite teacher, Mr. Chu, was always willing to help me after class. That's the easiest thing to do. Does that make sense? You can do that. You can rewrite it and put the adjective clause. Read the way you did it again.
My favorite teacher who was always willing to help me after class is Mr. Shu.
You could do that too.
Teacher, that means that my favorite teacher, Mr. Shu, who was always willing to help me after class.
No, listen, you can't do that because you need an independent clause and an adjective clause. You're going to lose your independent clause. You'll have a subject but no real verb for your independent clause. You see what I'm saying? If you do it that way. So listen, the way to do it, the easiest way to do it, and the way they want you to do it, is just get rid of he. Okay, that's it. Just get rid of he. Are you okay? Just get rid of this. Get rid of it. That's it. Don't write anything.
important to be with life together. Then living in the same building. Drop hope and
I like that.
what?
Yeah, he reduced it. Yeah?
Yeah. We can say here that it is important to be polite to people who live in the same building.
There you go, too.
Lives with drop.
Yeah, drop the S. Drop the S. Who live? So listen, you always have the option of reducing it, or you may just correct it and put the full adjective clause. So, everybody okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
For the fourth. Yeah.
My sister has 2 children whose names are Ella and Tara.
But
What you need?
Who's?
independent
Who's up?
Who there? Job who there and whose.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she turned the who into whose, W-H-O-S-E,
Okay.
and got rid of their.
So what is my independent clause then?
What is your independent clause, Yang?
Independent or dependent?
What's your he wants to know what your independent clause is.
My teacher has 2 children.
My
My sister has 2 children.
Yep, that's your independent clause. And then your adjective clause, it's a possessive, right? Whose names are Ali and Talal. Okay, keep going. Sheikh.
My sister has 2 children. Who's their name?
Get rid of their. Remember, you replaced the there with whose. So get rid of their
And drop who?
and add se onto who to make it whose. Go ahead, Sheikh.
For 5.
He comes from Venezuela, which is a Spanish-speaking country.
Good.
Which is
Yeah.
for 6.
Now, hold on. One quick question too. Commas or no commas?
We put comma after Venezuela.
You must,
Yeah.
because Venezuela is a proper noun, isn't it?
It's a
Yep.
city.
Venezuela is a country.
So we
Put a comma right after Venezuela,
Yeah.
and then
A Spanish.
yeah, change it to which, right? Because you can't use a that inside of a comma, so you've got to change the that to a which. But remember the proper noun rule. Now you got to put comma, so it forces you to use which basically.
for 6. Qatila 6.
There are people in the government. Who trying to improve the left of the zone. Drop
Drop is it. And after who I think no.
Listen, if you're going to drop something, you got to drop everything. Drop the relative pronoun and the be verb.
Or
Or what
Is.
else could you do? Who
are.
are. So yeah, because it's plural people, right? Yep. So you could either put who are, or you could just go drop the who and the are and put trying. Everybody
So,
okay?
There are some people in the government trying, comma, or
No, comma.
trying,
No
trying
comma.
to improve the lives of the people.
Good.
So I just drop the who and this
Correct.
and put ing.
Yep.
7.
My classroom is located on the second floor of Carver Hall, which is a large brick building in the center of the campus.
Anything else? That's good. You got to add something though.
Yeah, and Carver Hall, comma.
Good.
Comma in that is.
Yep.
For 8. So far.
A myth is a story expresses traditional beliefs. A myth, who is
A myth.
A myth, who is?
What's a myth, by the way? I mean, it tells you what a myth is. Is it a person?
You know, I think
There is Smith. That's a name, but not myth. Myth is a story.
What's that? Yeah, maybe they shouldn't know what the name of English.
Well, listen, the other thing is it's not a big M, is it? It's a little m.
Yeah.
So a name would always be capitalized. Anyway, it tells you what a myth is. What's a myth?
It's a story expression, I think.
Yeah.
a dog.
That is
A dog.
Okay, so how would you fix it? A myth?
a myth that is a story expresses traditional beliefs.
And
Drop
comma. Comma after.
a man, comma, drop it.
First of all, let's do something. Where's the independent clause?
A myth is a story.
Good. So we want to do something with the adjective clause. So leave the independent clause alone. So a myth is a story which or that
That's
expresses traditional beliefs. So always find the independent clause first, right? Make sure it's okay, and then ask yourself the right questions to fix the adjective clause. Sheikhna?
9.
Sheikhna, can you move over? You're not even in my screen here. Oh, there you go. All right.
9. Yan. 9.
There is an old legend theory among people in my country about a man who lived in the 17th century and saved a village from destruction.
What you did?
Before lived at
A man who lived.
Yeah. A man who lived.
So there is another mistake though.
I think we did cover up, so my guess.
So what's the main clause here?
I don't let you tell him.
The main clause is there is an old legend. So what is telling among people in my country about a man? There's actually a double adjective clause here. There is an old legend.
Who would tell it?
Not who. What's a legend?
Which?
Anybody know what a legend is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a story, right?
Teacher.
Yes. Which
Is
is.
telling. Which
We don't say which is telling. Which is
told.
told among people. All right. So you need to put legend, right? Which is told, okay? Or the other option too is you can get rid of this and say there's an old legend told among people in my country about a man.
Oh, look.
You could say who lived or living in the 7th century that saved a village from destruction. So this is the first fix. Either option is okay. All right, with or without. And then the other one is, are you okay? Do you want me to write it up here? Are you? So after legend, we're looking at 9, right? After legend, you can put which is told, okay? Or you can say told. You can reduce it and get rid of which, get rid of the be verb, and just put told. Okay, that's the first mistake. Yeah, that would be the best way to put it. Which is told. Okay? You can drop it or you can put it. Okay? And then the second mistake, what's the second mistake? A man. You need to put who lived. Okay? Go ahead, Shayna.
14.
Okay, an old man who was fishing next to me on the pier was muttering to himself.
Excellent, Bob.
And we put comma before who.
For what?
Before who, an old man, comma, who was fishing next to me on the pier, comma, was muttering to himself.
Yeah, I mean, we could argue, right, is it important or not important, but yeah, you can put commas there.
Actually, we can also
And we can leave it
Right.
like
until on the file and put period
Put a period where?
after on the file. You was
Well, you could, but we're practicing adjective clauses. Yeah, you could say an old man was fishing next to me on the pier, period. He was muttering to himself. Yeah? You could. I mean, that's one way to fix it. All right. 11.
11. Go 11.
You want to do 11 on the rough?
No, I want to.
He doesn't want to do it?
No.
Yep.
the road that we took through the forest. That was narrow and steep. We get it out of the bit.
Yeah, get rid of
The
it.
road that we took through the forest
Was narrow
was
and steep.
Good. Just get rid of it.
dropped to it.
And another that one.
Yeah, get rid of both its.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Drop top at it.
Yep.
Dropped to
Drop it.
Drop both of them. So read it the correct way again, Ian.
The road that we took through the forest, that was narrow and steep. Or without that.
Just say, listen, what's your independent clause, first of all?
The road.
The whole thing. What's the whole thing? The independent clause.
So it was narrow and steep.
Good. See, that's the independent clause. The road was narrow and steep. The adjective clause is
That we took
through the
through
forest.
the forest.
So just get rid of the two its. That's all you got to do. Okay?
for 13.
12. We're on 12.
Yep.
12. There are 10 universities in Thailand. 7 of them are located in Bangkok. That is the capital city.
Can you use a that here?
No.
No.